The 910 Comedy
Podcast Network.
Welcome to Marital Tips, where we invite you into our marriage to debate the not-so-important topics, discuss each other, and more. I'm Tim.
I'm Karen.
And we're a couple of married geeks who often get very passionate when we discuss super important topics like our favorite TV shows, personality traits, and how relationships can survive a quarantine.
We're by ourselves for the first time this week.
Yeah, after a couple of weeks with guests, thanks to Brandon and Amber and Bo and Minda.
So much fun.
We had a great time talking about, how relationships and life change can happen in the midst of coronavirus and quarantine, and when you can't do anything except deal with each other.
Yeah. If you guys didn't catch the last two episodes, I think they were a really interesting perspective that we don't necessarily have, being like
having settled down and
living together already and everything like that. So I think that those were really eye-opening and made me appreciate you and our situation, and definitely gave me some perspective into other people's situations as well. Made me a little more empathetic, which is not a bad thing in these times. But wouldn't you know it, well, I'm watching TV the other day, and what do I see?
And we've actually gotten a couple of people send us messages about this.
What do I see but a mini-series entitled Love in the Time of Corona?
Yeah.
Freeform, How Do We Sue You?
On the same day that you told me, both Minda and Amber sent me messages separately going, have you seen this?
Like, how do we sue you?
And it stars Leslie Odom Jr. From Hamilton, among other things.
We haven't watched it. I'm too mad.
Yeah.
Because that was a good title.
It was.
That was ours first. Damn it. But, oh well.
So what are we talking about this week, babe?
Well, first of all, before we get into all that, we had kind of an interesting evening. I don't know if you want to necessarily give all the details.
We talking about how I've just been furious all night?
Yeah, I wasn't totally sure if we were going to even record tonight because Tim was like fuming.
So
earlier.
I come home, and usually Karen's home all day, so that this wouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah.
Because she's in her car's in the driveway, but she happened to be out today, and I come home from work, and there is an F-150 parked down between my house and the house next door. And I'm looking, and it looks like somebody's gone mudding between our houses because our grass is all torn up. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not the best at keeping, proper lawn maintenance and all that. It's been a little while since we've had our grass cut. But you don't get to destroy my grass when you're not there because of us. And they clearly came from our driveway. They had to come in through our driveway to get down there to pick up some refrigerator or something.
Our house is on like a slope almost. Mm-hmm. Like the cul-de-sac where it ends like drops off a bit at an angle. So like our house is like you have to step down and go down a path to get from our driveway to our house.
Yep.
So he used our driveway, I guess, because like the next door people.
The trees were in the way.
Yeah, and their driveway is always totally full. So they used our empty driveway, I guess, to like get down to quite a good angle. What would you say? It's like, I don't know, 30 degrees at least.
Don't ask me that.
But anyway, so I guess their car got stuck and like the neighbor had to like come to our door with like their tail between their legs and ask us to move the car
so that furious.
The tow truck can go get the car. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
And Tim was so mad. He was so mad.
I was rude to them, but you know what? I don't care because I didn't get a single apology. I've got torn up grass in my yard now.
These are the domestic like aggressors that are really like a thing when you own a home.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so we're going to move past it a little bit tonight.
Are we?
We are, because what I have for you is some more stupid people in the world that exist on the internet in a lovely place that is called Yahoo Answers.
And if you're just joining us, if episode 21 is your first episode, we love making fun of stupid people in relationships online.
I don't want to even call them stupid because obviously if they're posting these questions, they're genuinely like curious or ignorant about a certain situation. But like,
I will still never get over the whole Indian burn suggestion.
Oh my God. That was from our Cosmo episode. Okay, so what we're going to do...
Sorry, not Indian burn. That's inappropriate. I can't remember what they called it, but growing up, that's what we called it.
That is what we called it. But so what I've done is I've taken a couple screenshots of some very promising looking Yahoo Answers that relate to relationships, basically. I haven't read all of the, like... I haven't read the entire question or the comments or anything like that, just to keep it like a pure experience for the both of us. And we're going to try to maybe answer these questions or review the questions that have been asked.
Okay. We'll give it a try.
Okay, so this one is, why when I spray Axe, the girl's not all over me? I spray whole can on me today, then when I go to school, no girl all over me. Why? Help, please.
Well, first of all, because Axe body spray is the devil's scent.
A whole can?
Yeah, I was getting to that part. I was just talking about the concept of using Axe body spray.
I mean,
I don't mind some Axe products, but I've known people who use Axe body spray in lieu of a shower.
Sure.
It doesn't work that way.
That's how it's advertised. I feel like I haven't seen an Axe commercial in a minute, to be fair, but it's a little bit how that's advertised, right? And the advertisement for Axe is always like they spray the whatever it is. What is it? A cologne? They spray the cologne on them.
It's just a smell good spray. I don't know that it technically qualifies as a cologne.
The women are like banging down the door to
smell
come
good
after them. Yeah. Let me just say, as an answer to this person asking, any aerosolized smell product is probably not going to be your go-to to make yourself desirable to the ladies.
No, not at all. And especially when you're using an entire can.
Dude.
That they're probably repelled. Like they physically cannot come within like 30 feet of you.
Without dropping dead.
Yeah. That's why the ladies are not all over you, because they cannot come close enough.
Also, no type of smell is going to cover up any other potential reasons why the ladies were not all over you before. There is no magical smell that's going to do that.
The ladies are also not all over you because if you're using Axe body spray, you don't have a personality.
Stop. That's mean.
And?
Okay, the next one. My girlfriend is pregnant and we didn't have sex. How could this have happened?
Do you want to tell him? Do you want to tell him or should I?
Buddy. You know what? This is less severe, but it reminds me a bit of that guy who recently was like in response to the WAP. Music video was like, if a woman has that.
You talking about Ben Shapiro?
If a woman has that, they have a medical condition. And it's like,
and my doctor wife agrees.
Friend, buddy, shall we chat?
Do you want to tell him?
If your girlfriend's pregnant and you didn't have sex, she
had sex with somebody else.
Cheated on you. I know that like the whole toilet seat thing is like something that maybe you're hoping to hear so that you don't have to break up with your girlfriend.
Or that your kid is Jesus.
However, huge caveat on that. I will say that I just recently saw a series of TikToks which is
the scientific source known as TikTok.
Which she did allegedly. This is according to her and her partner. Allegedly, what happened was they did not have sex, but there was some baby making formula on his fingers which through a digital examination, let's say, may have made their way in a very fortuitous circumstance.
Sure.
So according to her, and confirmed by a doctor did respond and said, like, sure, that could happen, I suppose.
Yeah, but this dude, she cheated on you.
I would, at the very least, get a paternity test.
Yep.
And if it is yours, in fact, thank whatever higher power you pray to that you are in the very, very small percentage of people who can get pregnant through non-traditional means, let's say. Okay, this is kind of a long one.
Okay.
My future husband doesn't like me is the title. I avoid falling in love with this guy because he's been hurt before and I know he won't trust very easily and too many emotions would make me lose him forever. I'll take him as whatever form he comes in. I'll wait decades for him to be mine. Jesus. I have to take monthly breaks from him because I keep falling for him over and over again. And I know, in all caps, this guy is perfect for me. I know I want him in my future. I'm perfect for him. Also, I know this. Only problem is he doesn't want me like that. He wants a friendship, but eventually I know we'll get closer and fall in love. I just can't help myself from telling him how I feel. What am I supposed to do? I want to speed this thing along and get to know this guy, but circumstances won't allow it right now. I'll be moving closer to him in a couple of months, but I need him to want me. Help me get my future husband, please. At least tell me how I can make him a little fond of me or think of me as his future.
So, you know how you're always telling me that the friend zone doesn't exist?
In the way that it's described by men who... Okay, let's not get into it. Sure.
This is the friend zone.
What you mean. Honey, circumstances aren't in your way. A non-mutual feeling, attraction is in your way.
He's just not that into you.
He's just not that into you. I would say move on from the guy. Maybe try dating other people. Maybe...
Definitely try dating. Maybe try dating yourself for a little while.
Maybe we try dialing down the intensity a bit.
Because she might be a little crazy.
I would love to know actually like what this person's circumstances are, because I feel like I would have been more inclined to talk like this when I was like 15. You know, like, I love him and he just doesn't see me. He doesn't know who I am, but I love him.
Has she ever met this guy? Like, is he really... Does he exist?
I'd love to talk to this person, actually.
Is this her boyfriend in Canada?
Her name is Jazzy. I would love to talk to Jazzy and find out a little bit more about this situation, because also, like, Jazzy, what's so great about him? What is so wonderful about this guy that you just have to have him in your life when he doesn't treat you in a manner that is reciprocal of like a great relationship? Most men aren't.
Nope.
No. They're just no.
No, he's just not that into you.
Yeah. Also, you might be better than that, Jazzy. Move on. Next one. My boyfriend and I are white, but our baby looks black.
Ooh, red flag, red flag.
My boyfriend and I are white, but our baby looks black. Why? Could he have cheated on me? And then there's an addendum that she's added to this in additional details. For those of you talking about I cheated, I don't think that's possible. Okay, I did hook up with one guy I didn't tell my boyfriend about. I felt really bad, but that isn't it. The guy was only half black and we used a condom. I finally called my boyfriend on it today, and he was trying to deny cheating like I didn't already know. He kept denying it, but I know better than to believe that cheating liar. Kicked his bleep. She's bleeped it out for us. Thank you. Out of the house right quick and told him never call me back. Can you effing believe him?
That's not how science works.
So listen.
That one night that you used the condom, he got you pregnant.
Condoms are not 100% effective. Let's just put that out there in case you're not aware. They are not a 100% totally effective method like for, birth control and prevention and everything like that. So
this one can't be real.
I feel like it's too detailed not to be real.
Yeah, but nobody's this dumb.
But also, like, what is the value of posting something that isn't real onto Yahoo Answers?
Entertainment.
For who?
For all the other readers out there.
I guess, but I don't know. I mean, some people really just are not totally aware of, like, of sex and, like, how that works and reproductive things that are, like, necessary to know for making babies and, like...
Yeah, but if he cheats on you, you can't get pregnant.
I've seen... This is not in this particular batch, but I have seen before the question posed, like, how do I know that my wife is really the mother of my baby? I've seen that question posed. Like, Tim's struggling with what to say. I've seen, like, legitimately, it's not in here in this batch of questions.
I could think of one way.
Did she birth the child?
Right.
And, I mean, it's pretty, I won't say it's impossible, but it's pretty likely. Pretty likely.
I will say it's impossible.
I mean, they could have had a surrogacy situation that he wasn't aware of. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to give these people the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying not to be totally rude about it.
This is the internet. I don't give anybody the benefit of the doubt anymore.
Okay, this is the next one. Is there any way that I can get this popular guy at school to get me pregnant? Well, I'm 15 and I'm ready to have a child, and I have the right guy in mind to make me pregnant. This guy named Thomas is so hot and popular. He's muscular, captain of the football team, senior, and he's an AP student. He's the coolest guy in school, and he's really rich. I was thinking of seducing him and poking holes in the condom when we have sex. To all of you claiming I'm not ready, I am ready. You don't know me. I have a job as a fast food waitress, so I can support my baby.
This story just keeps getting better and better and better. So first of all, what type of unicorn is this guy that he is captain of the football team, an AP student, and rich? No.
The first of all is the elephant in the room, which is this is rape. This is literally rape. You can't make somebody
have sex with you,
make you pregnant. And even if he did consensually have sex with you, you cannot poke holes in the condom because, again, that's not consent. And that's like a thing.
Yeah.
For real. Like, for real.
But it's okay because this boyfriend is imaginary.
I mean, he does sound like a great...
made up person,
a great candidate for, if you were to consensually decide that was what you wanted between both of you. But, I
don't think this guy exists.
Also, she says he's a senior, so that he'd be like 17, 18, most likely 18.
Yes.
I don't think you can, like, legally have sex with a 15-year-old if you're 18.
I don't know that you can legally have sex with a 15-year-old if you're 15.
Well, sure, but at least it's not like statutory rape. If it's like
no,
another 15-year-old.
I think it still qualifies.
Does it? I don't know anything about that. But I would say to this person, her name is... Oh, it seems like she's used her real name, so maybe I won't. I would say to this person that I understand that you may feel that you are ready to have a child and that you are right in that the person who eventually does become your partner in that goal should be successful in some way. However, this is rape and this is not consent. So that is a very, 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 very large problem and red flag, and that is not cool.
Yeah. Just don't do it.
So straight up,
do it.
No to that one.
But again, this guy's made up. He does not exist.
I'm trying to think if there was anybody in my high school who was kind of... I mean, we didn't have sports at my high school because it was like a classical high school. So all we did was learn. But, the equivalent of that, I guess, being...
All we did is learn.
The equivalent of sports being, I guess, a lot of clubs, I can definitely think of a few people that had all of that. So, yeah, I don't think just because you were like Mr. 3.0 or whatever you were in high school doesn't mean that those great
3.0.
I don't know what you were, but
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was below that.
Okay, then. So maybe that just wasn't your crowd, Tim. Okay, in high school. Okay, oh lordy. I caught my son having sex with a guy, and I think he might be gay. Is there a definitive way I can tell?
Wait, say that one again?
I caught my son having sex with a guy, and I think he might be gay. Is there a definitive way I can tell? Comment underneath says, this could be a phase. Is there some way I could find out if he's really gay? He's only 19. What's more definitive
than having sex with another guy?
Having sex with a guy. I'm pretty sure. I mean, he could be bisexual. He could be fluid. He could be, he doesn't necessarily have to be like definitively gay in those words. But I mean, I feel like if what you're asking is he attracted to men? The answer is yes. Like pretty undeniably yes, I would say. So to this person who is named Barn Door, I would say, love your son for who he is.
Yes.
Next.
That's the best advice I could give on that one.
Okay, next one. Can I tell by the smell of my husband's gas if he has been cheating? I know this sounds crazy, but Hubs usually has his own smell. The family always knows when he has passed gas, even if he tries to be funny and blame it on the dog. Lately, he's had to work late a few times, and each time he's come home and his gas has smelled unlike anything I've ever smelled from him, kind of like maybe he had Thai food or something. He says he's only been at work and not anywhere else, but something is definitely different. Do you think he's cheating?
No.
Do you, Tim? Do you think he's cheating?
No. He's probably just eating food that gives him bad gas. I mean, he definitely could be. I'm not going to say definitively that he's not.
But if he's working late, that probably also means he's eating dinner outside of the house.
Yeah.
Which could be Thai food.
Right. He's probably getting something delivered so that he could keep working.
Yeah. I mean, I just, this whole thing about like, oh, this one clue I've picked up on.
One thing is different.
Cheating.
That's completely irrelevant to everything else. He's totally cheating.
Yeah. If there's no other, let's say, red flags about everything, like if he's still acting normal towards you, if he's like still interested in you, I feel like maybe get a bit more evidence before you jump to that conclusion, or maybe we try giving our spouse the benefit of the doubt. Maybe we try that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a thing we can make relevant in
what?
2020.
Trust?
Yeah. Also, like, it reminds me a lot of, and it was like, I think you heard this for the first time recently when I showed it to you, but it reminds me of that song that was viral like a few years ago called, I think, Smell Your Dick.
This is definitely getting an explicit tag.
I'm sorry, we keep throwing these explicit tags on these episodes, but I mean, that's...
To be fair, none of our listenership is under 18 according to our stats.
Yeah, so you can do whatever you want. So, yeah, it's like, if you guys aren't familiar, it's like a song that this person wrote about like, hey, I need to know if you're cheating on me, so when you come home, I need to smell your dick to see if it smells like vagina, basically. It's a whole song about it. It's kind of brilliant in like a weird way, but I would check it out if you haven't. Recommended art for the episode.
Okay, let's do one more.
Okay. Did I turn my boyfriend into a vampire? Okay, so I have a new boyfriend. Yay! And we have been seeing each other for about a month now. Anyway, the other night we had a Twilight marathon. I love Twilight. And had a dream of mine to have a vampire boyfriend. I've been experimenting with eating my own blood ever since the Twilight books first came out. I consider myself to be a vampire now. I usually just save the blood I lose naturally each month. I usually just keep the tampons in the freezer, etc. and suck on them or eat them later. I decided that I would try and turn my boyfriend, so I've been cooking my blood into his food when he comes over. I tried making blood pudding as well, but that only works if I've had a heavy flow. You need a lot of blood. So I usually just add a little bit of blood into the marinade or pasta sauce, etc., etc. He has absolutely no idea. I've been doing this for about 3 to 4 weeks. Do you think he could be a vampire by now?
Okay, so new rule. We are no longer going into these things blind.
But it's not as fun. It's... It's Tim. Don't look at me like that. Our audience can't see you look at me like that.
First of all, gross.
Yeah, that's, again, consent is a thing that...
I haven't even gotten to what you've done to him.
Okay.
I'm just talking about what you do to yourself.
It doesn't matter what she does to herself. She's consenting to it.
Gross.
Yeah, it's nasty, though, girl. That's nasty. You nasty.
Now let's get into the consent thing.
Yeah. Your boyfriend needs a new girlfriend, I think, because... no, he's not a vampire. Yes, he may have been biologically poisoned by you. And no, that's not acceptable.
And gross.
That's literally a biohazard. Like, literally.
Yes, like that's how they dispose of your blood in biohazard bags and stuff like that.
Yeah, because, I mean... there's just an untold number of like medical disasters that could come from that. I mean, I guess at the very least, it seems like she's cooking his and she's just like sucking on hers raw or whatever. So at the very least, I guess she's like boiling his blood that she's giving him. But still, that's an incredible violation of his trust for you, that he's like trusting you to cook his meals. And, most people, when, like, I won't even lie to Tim when he asks me what's in a recipe and it's got, like, cream cheese in it, which he hates. I won't even lie to Tim about that. So if it's got bodily fluid in there, I feel like...
this girl might need committed.
I mean, a lot of these people are a little crazy. A little...
I'm going to go with a little bit more than a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying so hard not to be judgmental, but I feel like...
I'm judging hard right now.
If you're making these decisions willingly to do things to another person that they're not aware of, that is a consent issue. And there's a lot wrong with you and the way that you perceive how things should be.
Yeah. Also, vampires aren't real.
Well, that we know of. But no, he's not a vampire.
And neither are you. You might be a little crazy.
You might be. I mean, I feel like that's more zombie behavior than a vampire anyway, right? Like eating bodily parts and fluids and things.
I mean, vampires drink blood.
They drink blood, but I feel like a zombie like craves body parts to live. So I don't know.
I'm going to recommend a padded room and a jacket where you can hug yourself all day. That's my advice for you on that one. But that'll do it for this episode of Marital Tiffs.
If you haven't had enough of us in this episode, I would definitely say check out at least our last 2 episodes when we explored a bit about, different perspectives, like we talked about earlier, of just what this quarantine has meant to different people in different situations. We also have a few other good ones where we review, some weird stuff like our Cosmo advice episode where we talk about sex advice from Cosmo, which I think is episode 5.
Something like that.
So if you haven't had enough of us, those are some good ones. Check it out.
You can weigh in on all social media at Marital Tiffs on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also email us at maritaltiffs@gmail.com. Be sure to subscribe anywhere you find your podcast. If you're an Apple Podcast listener, please rate and review us. We did get a new review and a couple new ratings this week, so that's exciting.
Thank you guys so much.
You can find us on the 910 Comedy Podcast Network. Check out 910 Comedy on Facebook and listen to our sister shows, That's Just My Face, Hometown Crowd, and Dead Girls Talking. Thanks for listening to Marital Tiffs.